I didn't like Connor behaving oddly. It unsettled me. "Do you want a coffee?" His face brightened a little. "Yeah, that'd be great. Have you still got some of that dark brew?" "Sure. You could buy some for yourself, instead of living on that powdered no-brand rubbish." I took the spade over to the shed and brushed the dirt off it before standing it next to the fork, carefully avoiding Connor's eyes. "You want a pumpkin? I've still got a couple here." I'll get one later." He was at my back door, vigorously cleaning his shoes on my thick bristled mat like one speck of mud would be the end of the world. I slipped my boots off and padded across the dark slate floor in my socks, shivering at the chill that soaked through me. Might be time to set a fire in the bluestone hearth and acknowledge winter was on the way. Connor stood by the window, poking at my herb pots and dribbling water onto a couple of them while I made the coffee. I'd never known him to be so fidgety. Usually he sat at the table and chatted to me while I cooked. My hand shook on the pot, and I scolded myself. "Get a grip, Judi. It's probably a local drama of some kind." But my gut knew it wasn't, and I had an overpowering urge to tell him to go away and not come back. Instead, I put 2 yellow mugs on the table and poured the coffee, wiping up the splashes and rinsing the cloth. "You going to sit down any time soon?" he asked. "When you stop nagging," I said, but sat across from him and stirred my coffee half a dozen times, even though there was no sugar in it. "Come on, spit it out. It's Andy, isn't it?" He shifted on his chair and it creaked. "Yeah, it is. I'm sorry." My stomach lurched and I swallowed hard. "What was it? An overdose?" Connor knew all about my drug addict brother, the problems I'd had with him over the years. I thought I'd got used to the roller coaster dive when I heard any news of Andy, but it still confounded me. "No, not exactly. Well, not at all." The ultimate irony then, a car accident. "No. Look, Is he dead or not?" The voice that came out of me was hard, dry, cold, like I didn't give a shit about my own brother, like I'd written him off, just like Dad did. Did I sound like Dad? I shuddered, hating myself. I hadn't written Andy off. I'd given up in despair first, and then I'd tried that thing called hard love. What a joke. I'd been packing up for my escape to Candlebark. He'd come begging for money, and I'd said no. His druggy girlfriend gazing out at me with black-ringed eyes from the rusted, bald-tired car in my driveway hadn't helped. He'd had no hope with someone like her. "Yes." Connor swallowed some coffee, and the gulp echoed. "He was murdered, Judi. In Footscray. I'm sorry." Murdered? It was as if a scalpel had sliced across all the connections to my nerves. I felt numb, unable to think straight. Then, Andy is dead. Pain suddenly roared through me in a fiery blast, and I couldn't stay there, couldn't bear Connor's sympathetic eyes. I shoved back my chair and walked through the house, wanting something, anything that might hold me together, but I had no idea what. My brain and heart thudded like dueling drums. My feet slowed in the tiny lounge room, and I stopped in front of a framed photo on the wall. Andy and me at Luna Park, him about 10, me 14, with enough makeup on to cover 5 clowns. He stood on a bench, laughing, mouth wide open, his arm lassoed around my neck, trying to distract me while I stood stiffly, upright, wanting to look like a model or at least a sophisticated 18-year-old. I'd been determined not to smile, to look aloof and mature, but at the last second before the camera shutter opened, he'd made me grin in spite of myself. Afterwards, I'd punched him, but secretly I'd loved the photo and claimed it for myself.